Ladies, have you ever poured your heart out to a man expecting comfort and understanding only to get a cold, logical response? Or maybe you've asked your man what is he thinking only to hear the most frustrating answer in the world. Oh babe, nothing. And men, have you ever felt like your woman is reading into everything you say? Like you meant something simple, but somehow it turned into a whole deep discussion. If any of this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Men and women communicate differently, not because one is right or wrong, but because masculine and feminine energy express themselves in completely different ways. And if we don't understand this difference, we end up feeling unheard, frustrated, and disconnected. So, today we are breaking down the core difference between masculine and feminine communication, why this difference creates conflict in relationships, and how to bridge the gap so you can finally feel understood and connected. Let's get into it. The first step to improving communication between men and women is understanding that we are not wired the same way. The way we express ourselves and process information is shaped by our biology, our energy, and even cultural conditioning. Women in their feminine energy communicate to connect. The focus is on emotion, expression, and being heard. Women use conversation to bond. They value details, nuance, and tone. They process thoughts out loud, so they talk to understand what they are feeling, and they seek validation and emotional presence, not just solutions. A common example can be a woman venting about her stressful date. She is not always looking for advice, she just wants someone to listen and empathize with her. In the other hand, men in their masculine energy communicate to solve problems. They see words as a tool, not as a bonding experience. Men focus on efficiency, so they say what is necessary and they move on. They prefer facts over feelings. They process thoughts internally, so they often don't feel the need to talk as much. And they see conversation as a way to exchange information, not necessarily as an emotional connection. So, for example, girls, if a man is quiet, it doesn't always mean something is wrong. He might just be thinking, and in masculine energy, thinking doesn't require talking. The biggest reason men and women struggle to understand each other is because they expect the other person to communicate the same way they do. For example, a woman wants to talk through her emotions. When a man hears this, he hears this as complaining and jumps straight to fixing the problem. Now she gets frustrated because she wasn't looking for solutions, and now he gets frustrated because he thought that he was helping. Another example is when he withdraws and she chases. For example, a man, when he's stressed, might go silent, not because he's upset with her, but because he is in problem solving mode. Then a woman see his silence as emotional distance and feels the need to pull him back in. And the more she pushes, the more he retreats, leading to a cycle of miscommunication. And the last example is when she wants a deep conversation, but he prefers directness. Women love to talk things out and connect through words, and men often communicate in short words and don't see the need for deep discussions all the time. Then she feels like he is not putting in effort. That sounds familiar. The good news is that once you understand this difference, you can work with them instead of against them. If a woman wants to communicate in a way that men understand, you need to say what you mean, clearly and directly. Men don't pick up on subtle emotional cues the way women do. If you need something, state it in a simple and straightforward way. Instead of, oh, you never plan dates anymore, you can say, oh, I love when you plan dates for us. Can we do that soon? That's more direct and straightforward. The second is don't take his silence personally. If he goes quiet, give him space instead of trying to pull emotions out of him. He will talk when he's ready. And the next one, let him provide solutions. Sometimes, if you are venting and don't want advice, let him know. Say, hey, I don't need a solution right now. I just want that you listen to me. And next one, appreciate his directness. Masculine men are not wired for long, deep emotional talks all the time. If he's showing love through action, that's his way of communicating feelings, and that is fine. Now, for men, if they want to communicate in a way that women feel love, you need to listen without fixing. When she's sharing something emotional, don't jump to solutions right away. Just listen, make eye contact, and say something validating like, oh, that sounds really frustrating. I get what you feel that way. The second thing is engage in conversations that matter to her. Women feel closer when they talk about their thoughts and emotions. If she is opening up, don't just nod. Ask questions. Show interest in what is important to her. And next one, be mindful of tone and body language. Women are very sensitive to how things are said. A careless is fine or I don't know. It can feel very dismissive. And communicate your needs too. If you need time alone to think, tell her why so she doesn't assume the words. Instead of silence for hours, you can say to her, hey, I just need some time to process this and I will come talk to you later. At the end of the day, men and women are different, and that's a good thing. The goal is not to communicate exactly the same way, but is to learn how to understand and appreciate each other's unique ways of expressing thoughts and emotions. Remember that for a relationship to succeed, she needs to feel heard and understood, and he needs to feel respected and appreciated. So, girls, tell me in the comments if you have experienced these communication struggles in your own relationships, what's helping you bridge the gap. And if you love this conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more content on love, feminine energy, and relationships. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.